everybody, welcome back. Today we're talking about all things Icon. Now this past January, Greg and I did go on Icon of the Sea's maiden voyage, and we got to experience everything that there is to do on board. And so I've been kind of waiting to do this video just because I know whenever a ship comes out, like there's a lot of kinks to work out, a lot of bugs, the crew's getting used to everything. So now that it's been out for as long as it has, I felt like this would be an awesome time to kind of do this video, just so then if you guys are considering of doing Icon, everything is worked out and smooth and is awesome. So let's talk all things Icon. Okay, so first things first, back when I was on Icon, I posted to my Instagram of what questions do you guys want to know about Icon and all of those kinds of things. So I'm going to go through and do all of those questions, but while I'm answering it, you know, it'll give you guys some of that info. So first things first is, where are your favorite places to get food on Icon? Aquadome Marketplace, hands down. When we were on there, it felt kind of like an out of the way little gem. Like everybody would go to the dining room or to Windjammer, but in the Aquadome Marketplace, it was tucked behind the Aquadome basically. And you could get gyros, Asian food, inspired food, mac and cheese, crepes, and then they had like some salads and fresh options. And it was never packed, it was never busy, and the food was always excellent. Next thing is, what is new on Icon? So there's so much that is new on Icon. They revamped a lot of the pool decks and that kind of, the atmosphere of the pool deck. They increased the neighborhood, so now they have the family neighborhood. I kind of feel like they took Central Park to a whole new level. They expanded the promenade so that it feels bigger and open. One of the things they did on the Royal Promenade is they actually put floor-to-ceiling panoramic windows on the one side of the ship, so you get so much natural lighting. You have the Pearl. The Promenade Cafe has been replaced by the Pearl Cafe, which is excellent. Pearl Cafe is actually better than the Promenade Cafe was, so the rooms just feel more spacious, and it really feels like they put a lot of thought into Icon. Next question is, what kind of entertainment is on board? So there are three main entertainment venues. There's the main theater, there's the ice rink, and then there's the Aquadome. The Aquadome is probably one of my favorite kinds of entertainment because it mixes like Cirque du Soleil with diving with special effects. And we went and we saw the show, and it was just absolutely amazing. And they had the ice rink where they did ice shows, and they did 2 ice shows, and we saw both of them. Both of them were absolutely amazing. They were both Royal Caribbean original shows, and the talent of the ice skater. I mean, you're on a moving cruise ship and these people are doing triple axels, which to me just blows my mind. And then in the main theater, they did 2 different shows. So Icon of the Seas actually has Wizard of Oz, the Broadway musical of Wizard of Oz, which was fantastic. The cast is amazing for it. And then they also had their own original show, which was hilarious. It was about like Christopher Columbus's cousin, like goofy cousin. I think it's like Marv Columbus or something silly like that. So the entertainment like that on board is fantastic. And then they have the venues where they'll have like live musicians, they'll have like comedians, things like that, which fantastic. Next question is, what is one thing you never cruise without? Greg. I never go without my husband. But if I had to pick one thing I would never ever cruise without, it would be my phone, only because number one, I love going to all the places and we get to see so many things and experience so many things, but also because your phone has the app and it will be pivotal for knowing everything, all your reservations, all the times of the activities, whole 9 yards. And so I just think that that just makes it so much easier, and then you're not getting like lost or anything. Next question is, how is room service? Room service is good. Royal Caribbean's room service is a little bit different. If you want basic things for breakfast, it's free. But if you want anything above and beyond, and when I'm talking basic, I'm talking like muffins, bagels, cereal, the basics. If you want like eggs, sausage, anything like that, there is a fee to it. I want to say it's like an $8 fee, I think. But also things like coffee, juices, like that is included in the complimentary room service. One of our favorite things to do is actually order the coffee for room service, and then while we're getting ready for the day, we can have our coffee, and then I'm like ready to go and I'm at least alive. Next thing is things for kids or for families. So the reason I laugh is because when Royal Caribbean was designing and building Icon, they designed it as the ultimate vacation. They designed Icon as a floating resort. It was the ultimate destination. And it actually has a whole section of the ship dedicated to family and kid activities. They have the Adventure Ocean Kids program, which is 6 months up. But then really cool, on the back of the ship where the boardwalk is on other ships, they have a splash pad. So like kids can go and splash around, but they have like, they call them the ultimate family suite, and they sleep, I think, like up to 6. Don't quote me on that. But it opens right out into the family neighborhood and onto the boardwalk and all of that. And it's just, it's so amazing for families. Like, you would have the best vacation with a family on it. Next question is, what drink package did you use? So we always get the refreshment package. The refreshment package includes soda, bottled water, specialty coffees and teas, smoothies, most shakes. Now, like if you're at like a signature restaurant, usually not, and mocktails. We're not huge drinkers. We may have a glass of wine at dinner and that's about it, or a cocktail throughout the day. But we just found that like the alcohol package was too much for us and it was just excessive. But that mid-level package is perfect because the amount of lattes and stuff that I drink paid for themselves. Next question is best drinks. So there is a drink that I always get, and I get like 3 of them a day, and it's called a Tropical Crush, and it is literally mango juice, pineapple juice, and Red Bull. It is my go-to. It is my afternoon pick-me-up. Does it have a lot of sugar in it? Yes, it does. But I'm on vacation and I'm running all over the place. Typically when we're on a cruise, we try to take the stairs as much as possible. We try to avoid the elevators. So things like caffeine and sugar, I'm a little more loose with for myself, just because I know I'm going to be running and burning it all off. Next question is, what is your favorite Royal Caribbean ship? Believe it or not, it's not actually Icon, it's Harmony of the Seas. And the reason it's Harmony is because we did our honeymoon on Harmony, and so it's just always sentimental, but Icon is easily my number 2. If I took the honeymoon component out of it, Icon would be my favorite. What makes Icon better? Icon felt intuitive. So Icon really felt like it didn't take much time at all to get my bearings, figure out where I wanted to go, figure out how to get around different parts of the ship. Whereas other ships that we have been on, it's been very unintuitive, and it's kind of like, wait, I'm going this way, but I need to go that way. Icon was super easy to navigate and to figure out. It also felt more open, it felt more light. They made all the hallways wider, they added more natural lighting, and so it felt like a floating resort, which I have not felt on previous cruises, and I loved it. Next question is, what was the best food on board? So obviously we love the Aquadome Marketplace. I loved getting the mac and cheese all the time. Greg loved he could get like Kung Pao chicken and stuff like that. But we also love the main dining room. So I'm a huge Indian fan. Like, I love curries, I love Indian food. And they always have Indian options on the Royal Caribbean menu, and I love it. And when we were on Icon, one of our waiters, I think our head waiter, was actually from India, and he came over and was talking to me about the spices and everything, and next thing I know, he brought a chef out, and the chef was telling me how they had like hand ground the spices for the curry that morning, and gave me like a little bit that was extra spicy and trying different things, and I loved it. And so I love spicy food, and I love really complex flavored food, so curries and stuff like that are my favorite, and I love eating in the main dining room for that reason. Next question is, how do you find everything on board? So there's a couple different things you can do. You can use your app. Your app won't tell you where you are, but it'll give you like an idea of the ship. The other option is they have these screens called wayfinders, and basically you can pick where you want to go. It'll tell you where you're at, and it'll help you figure out how to get there. My battery died, so I had to change it out real quick. Next question is, how are the water slides? So Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas has 6 water slides. We did 4 of them, and they were fantastic. 2 of them are more like drop slides, 2 of them are like your basic average water slide, and then 2 of them are tube slides. And we did the tube slides and the basic slides. I'm not a drop fan, so I just, no drops. But they were a lot of fun, and it was definitely something that was a blast to do and have it on board. Next question is, how does Icon compare to other ships? Well, it's definitely bigger. I like Icon that it feels so open and so light, and it has space. Other ships that I've been on have felt very, very tight. Now, things like the shops and stuff don't feel very big, and they're not as big as on other ships. However, we're not in the shops very often. I would much rather have a more open promenade to be able to have like the street parties and the dance parties than to have bigger shops. Next question is, when does Star come out? So the Icon is a new class of ship. So the first ship was obviously called Icon. Star of the Seas is Icon number 2 basically. It will be coming out in 2025, and then they just laid the foundation for Icon 3, which will be in 2026. So I'm super excited. How does the size compare to other ships? Truthfully, it kind of felt as big as Harmony. Even though Icon is bigger than the Oasis class and is bigger than Harmony, it still felt like it was about the same. So I think the passenger area is about the same. It's just the total dimensions of the ship is bigger. Next question was, what is unique about Icon? What isn't unique about Icon would be my question. They have the Aqua Dome, so the Aqua Theater is now indoors. They have the Pearl, which the Pearl is midship, and it's actually a structural support. It helps hold everything up, but it's just really, really cool. It adds to kind of this atmosphere on the promenade. The dining is, it feels like they put more thought into it, and it's a little bit better. And the pool decks there's so much more seating. I was really, really happy with that. It felt like there was a lot more options in terms of seating and where we could go. And then the last question is, how are the rooms? So on Icon, we were in an infinite ocean balcony room. So this is new to Royal Caribbean. Celebrity, which is Royal Caribbean's sister company, has had these infinite balcony rooms for a long time. So basically, in a traditional balcony room, you've got your room, and then you've got your balcony here that slides open, and then you have like your little balcony. Whereas on the infinite balcony rooms, the entire thing is your room, and then you actually hit a button and the top half of the window comes down to balcony height. So we actually found that we really, really liked it because we liked having the extra space. But also sometimes we like to sit and watch the stars, and we find this sometimes when you're sailing, it gets a little chilly on deck when you're on your balcony. And so, especially because we were sailing in January, like it's a little colder at night. So we liked that we could just shut all of our lights off and watch the stars through the glass and we felt like we were on the balcony, but we didn't get cold. So that is everything with Icon. There's a lot of really unique things with Icon. They put a lot of thought into it. One of our favorite things was the rye and bean. Basically everything was either coffee based or bourbon based. And they every day had a different flavored cold brew coffee, and we loved getting it. It was included as part of our drink package. And so we would get that, go sit on the overlook and just chill and relax and everything. So that is everything for Icon. If you have any other questions or you'd want to go on Icon, please let me know down below. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.